that. Let's click that. Just can't take it anymore, Aaron.
Can't take what?
Life without two crazy scoops. Welcome to Two Crazy Scoops Podcast with your hosts Ayo and Antino. Season 6, because Season 5 was a blistering disaster. No one knows what happened, only we know. And yeah, we have to live with it for the rest of our lives.
Exactly. So Season 6 it is. Who knows? Maybe we'll do one of those lost episodes in the future, and maybe we can share clips of what we recorded for 5, which I don't remember what we did. But
oh, me neither. I'm completely oblivious of anything that I've done for the past 6 months, actually.
Yep, sounds about right.
Anyways, so welcome to Season 6 of Two Crazy Soups Podcast. This recording is a little bit shabby because we're not supposed to be looking at that screen.
Of course, we're looking there at the camera. Yeah, no, we had to throw this together kind of quickly, but as the season goes on, it'll get better and better.
Better.
Yeah.
So,
better.
Better. We have some audience responses that we're going to get to today. We have some riveting stories about music, humor, traveling, and things as the like. So, Aaron, what have you been up to?
I have been traveling.
Exactly. For like ever.
Yeah, I went back to Detroit, hung out with the family there for a month, which was really awesome. And then I went to Canada, and I was also there for about a month, hung out in Ottawa, and hung out with a friend there. And yeah, it was nice. It was a much needed getaway. So,
what did you learn about Canada?
I'm trying to think of something positive to say. Canada, I don't know. I don't know what I learned. The American dollar is stronger than the Canadian dollar, so my money took me further there. So that was nice.
That's good.
It is. They say A after every sentence.
Are you sure? Mm-hmm. Did you know that Tim Hortons was stealing people's data?
Oh, yes, we talked about this before.
Not on the podcast.
Oh.
Tim Hortons was stealing people's data.
Good. Well, I did go there, too, so maybe I need to change my my credit card.
Oh, wait, let me move this around here. Oh, wait, I'm in the wrong one. Tim Hortons, the Canadian fast food chain accused of using its mobile app to collect vast amounts of sensitive location data. Do you have the app?
I don't.
Oh, man, we need to download it and see if we get anything free. They're like, thank you for sharing everything about your personal information.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, it is great. Tim Hortons is stealing everything, and people are writing terrible articles about it.
You should just blur it out, but still leave it in.
Yeah, there you go. Blur everything out.
Yeah.
Blur out my life.
Yeah, no, well, I didn't know that, so that's something new. And that happened like when I first got there, too.
Wow. Yeah, well, you were traveling north of the border. I was south of the border, which was extremely hot. I did not know that certain parts of Mexico were a lot hotter than they were here.
And this year especially, because we had a crazy heat wave. It was hot in Canada, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There was one particular day that I regret going outside.
Now, do they have air conditioning in Canada?
They do. Yeah, they have air conditioning.
Do most places have it?
I think so. Yeah, because I didn't go in any place where it was like sweltering, but it was the first week I was there. It was really hot. Okay. It was like I forgot the translation. 35 degrees and humid.
Nice.
What is that?
I'm not good with the changes, but I know like in California they don't really have air conditioning, so when it's hot there, it's like hot.
They should.
No,
because California has been hot forever though.
Yeah, but a lot of them rely on just, the nice cool breezes from the ocean.
No, that's not enough. Especially with humidity. You need AC.
Take all that moisture out of the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Mexico, that was the first place that
95 degrees. That's what it was. It was
okay.
95, which doesn't sound like a lot for Tucsonians, but when you factor in the humidity, it is miserable. 95 with 80% humidity is horrible. I walked around for like 10 minutes outside and I was drenched. Literally, like I had to go because I had the sweat soaked through my shirt. And then
TMI.
Just in case you wanted to, right? And then it was bad. It was very bad. So it was hot while I was there too. But anyway, I didn't
play hockey.
I did not.
Did you eat any? Did you get any? It's just everyone's calling you right now.
I ordered Uber Eats.
Oh, okay. So wait momentarily while Aaron picks up his order. And we're back. Aaron has magically, well, not magically, he has commanded the hordes of individuals out there driving around at night to...
Hordes is right.
...bring him ice cream.
Exactly.
He clicked a button and ice cream showed up at his door. Well, at his gate. And then he had to open the gate. But we won't get into that. So, we were talking about Canada. Well, you said something about not playing hockey. Did you eat maple syrup?
I don't think so.
Okay. Did you do any Canadian? Did you eat Canadian bacon while you're there?
I did not.
Did you know all bacon is Canadian bacon?
I did not.
I'm not really sure the factuality of that, but
okay. I did do zip lining.
Okay, that's pretty Canadian.
I don't think so. Went to a few shows. Went to some museums that were Canadian.
Yeah.
Took a lot of pictures.
Which we don't have, so sorry. Just like
I did go to Montreal.
Close your eyes and imagine Canada. I see a moose.
Yeah. If any Northern American city, if you've seen that, you've seen Canada. Exactly. They say that a lot.
Did I ever tell you my it's not my joke, I stole the joke, but how they named Canada?
No, how did they name it?
So when they were forming it, the townspeople got together, and the mayor of Canada, I don't know what their governmental system looks like, but let's just say the mayor, he was like,
Prime
okay,
Minister.
guys, we're gonna write a bunch of letters onto pieces of paper. And we're gonna rip them up and we're gonna put them in a hat. And so the guy did that. He brought the hat to the mayor, and the mayor pulls out the first letter. He says, CA. And he pulls out the NA, and then he pulls out the next one, DA.
Nice.
And that's how they named Canada. It really hurts me to tell that joke. I don't feel good about myself.
Well, I appreciate it now because after being there and hearing everyone saying, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, me just saying it's like an ignorant stereotype, so I do apologize for my ignorance.
No, but they really do say it, though. Not everyone, but a lot of people do say that. And it took me a second to get used to it because I thought it was funny.
How'd you feel about seeing stuff in French there?
That's a long story, but most of the stuff I needed was in English, so it was fine.
That's good.
Yeah, wasn't too bad.
Well, in Mexico, I saw for the first time saguaro cactus near the ocean. Can you believe it? Neither can I, because it didn't happen. No, I'm just kidding. It really did, and it was nice. It was pleasant. There's a lot of dirt. I saw the ocean. I saw a lot of birds and stuff. We hung out with some friends, got to see some family, all that good stuff. Mexico. It's good to be back. I mean, podcasting.
Didn't you have an interesting story that happened to you while you were there?
Yeah, but I'm too embarrassed to say it because my lack of intelligence is what got me in a sticky situation.
That's what makes it funny. You should tell the story.
I had a tire blow, and I didn't have a spare, and I'm ashamed of myself. So I will now travel with a spare. And if you are like myself and don't think about those sorts of things, well, think about it because it can get you out of a very difficult situation. And I think my IQ is just fine.
That has nothing to do with IQ. It was a mistake.
It was a mistake. It was an honest mistake.
Right.
People make mistakes, you know?
Exactly.
If you didn't make mistakes, then you wouldn't be a human. You would be Aaron Owens.
Exactly.
Okay, so we got that out of the way. Now we're back to podcasting land. I don't know what we're doing today. All I know is that we're introducing the podcast, season 6. We're just scrapping season 5, pretending that never happened. Somewhere on the, it exists in a vault. What do you want to talk about first, Aaron? You want to talk about the videos I sent you?
Yes.
So,
That
I get compliments.
I'm reacting to these videos, right?
More to the story I have to tell you.
Oh, the story. Okay, go ahead.
I get, complimented all the time. Like, you have such dad humor. You have all these dad jokes. I'm like, thank you. And
They
they're like,
don't know you very well, do
they're
they?
like, no, that's not a compliment. I'm like, oh. So, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, where do I get my sense of humor from? And I think I quite possibly may have pinpointed it. And it all starts with Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins?
Exactly. So I watched that film a lot as a child. And I sent you 3 clips, and each of these, out of context of the film, will kind of give you an idea of what the heck was going on in my childhood. So the whole thing is that these 2 kids go visit this guy, and then they laugh, and they laugh so much that they float into the ceiling. I don't understand the logistics of it. It's a child's film. And you just need to play the clip right now, the first one, after you take a
No.
bite of ice cream.
No, we're gonna play it right now.
Speaking of names, I know a man with a wooden leg named Smith.
What's the name of his other leg?
So, I'm exposed. I'm exposed to these jokes at a young age. Okay? That's like, you would think that it's just a stupid joke, right? But it plays a pretty important role in the film, unfortunately, as you'll find out. So the whole thing is about a story of a man.
That was just so stupid. I'm sorry.
A man who, wait, don't play the second one yet. The story is about a man who neglects his children in order to work.
Are we talking about Mary Poppins still?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
He neglects his children in order to work. And then at the end of the film, he realizes that he needs to take advantage of his children while they're young because, not advantage, but, he needs to enjoy being a father when they're young. And so at the end, he tells it to his boss, and he goes off and is like, you know what? I don't even need to work here. So you can play the next clip. Well, don't click that.
Oops.
Click the link.
Sir, speaking of impertinence, would you like to hear a perfectly marvelous joke? A real snapper. Joke? Snapper? Yes. There are these 2 wonderful young people, Jane and Michael, and they meet one day on the street, and Jane says to Michael, I know a man with a wooden leg named Smith. And Michael says, really? What's the name of his other leg? The man's gone mad. Call the guard. Supercalifragilistic.
Okay, so he continues going off on his boss, right? But if
Am I pausing it?
No, you can keep going. It's just you don't need to hear the audio. So he's giving his money back, and he's like,
I could
just take
barely
it.
hear when they were talking.
Okay, here you go.
Where are you going?
So that's his old boss. He's like, I'm gonna go hang out with my kids now. You can just, get lost. Anyways, that's as it continues, you'll see what happens. So the old guy.
Poppins? My nanny. She's the one who sings.
Okay, it just keeps going. He kind of loses his marbles here, I guess, but that's not the point of this whole clip. As this just continues on going and going. Okay, so as he leaves, his boss comes to terms with what just happened.
Mad as a March hare. A wooden leg named Smith. A wooden leg named Smith. A wooden...
So he gets the joke, right? Now you think this is where the film ends.
Mm-hmm.
Father. Father.
So he just starts floating, okay? Okay, now play the last clip.
Oh, God. This is not going to translate well to audio.
Yeah, it won't, but I didn't know how to hook it up on the screen, and I apologize. We'll get better for this in the next episodes.
Yeah, we are alienating a lot of people.
This is how the movie ends.
That
You can
no
only
one-
hear it in one ear, sorry.
No one can see
You
it.
are, Banks. I want to congratulate you. Capital bit of humor. Wooden leg named Smith. Or Jones, whatever it was. Father died laughing.
Oh, I'm so sorry, sir.
Oh, no, nonsense. Nothing to be sorry about.
He literally died.
Never seen him happier in his life.
And then he
left
gets a
an opening
promotion
a new
for it.
partner. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much indeed.
And that's how the movie ends. Is the guy dies, and then the other guy gets a promotion for killing him with a joke. Now, I don't think this is the theme of the movie, but that's one of the subliminal messages that I received from the film. I don't know how I'm going to use this power, but...
That is hilarious. And, wait, am I pausing it now?
Oh, yeah, it's over. That's the story.
Yeah, that is hilarious. But realistically, I don't think that people listening to this are going to be able to appreciate that.
Well, I
I'm
can
sorry.
cut it out. I'm sorry.
Just out of the audio portion, maybe the video portion. But we didn't show the video clip, though.
You know what I could have done? I could have plugged in your iPad into that thing, and we could use it as a screen. But we have no more videos that we're going to be showing.
Okay. Well, anyway. No, I think that is hilarious. I didn't realize. I've seen the movie before, and I didn't.
The guy literally dies.
Yeah, but they don't really show him dying. They just...
They're just like, yeah, he died
He's
laughing.
dead,
And they're like,
yeah.
oh, sorry. And he's like, no, it's perfectly marvelous. Anyways, here's a better job than you had before. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought about that the other day. That may be why my humor is the way it is. Or it could be something completely different. So let me look at our previous messages. I told you that we were going to talk about. Do you want to do audience responses right now, or let's do audience responses? You're having ice cream. We're having fun.
All right.
Okay. The first one is cars.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So, wait, what are we supposed to talk about?
Cars. I asked, what topics do you want us to discuss? Someone said cars. So what do you want to talk about?
Well,
cars?
we need to make an episode about that, right?
Yeah, we can make another one, but you just need to talk about cars. That's what the people want.
Oh. Okay.
Good job.
Okay, I think we'll do an episode.
You have to talk about cars now. Anything, big cars, little cars.
We can't dedicate a future episode to that topic.
We will.
I think by the year 2030, all cars sold in California have to be electric.
Boogie, boogie, boogie.
So that's something about cars.
There
I
you
don't
go.
know how it is in other parts of the world, but
Yeah, me too. I think that all cars will be run by your feet. They're going to cut holes in the bottom of them, and you're just going to run really fast. Mm-hmm. Okay. Favorite your mama jokes. Now, I don't think that is.
this is a PG rated podcast. I can't tell you my favorite.
Out of, let's just be a little self-aware here and say that we're not going to broadcast this. We can say, compliment your mama. Your mama's so smart that she doesn't listen to Two Crazy Scoops.
Right.
Okay. Living in a motorhome. Would you ever do it?
Yes.
Why?
It's cheaper.
It's true.
And I can just move wherever I want to.
What size motorhome are we talking about? Like a Winnebago?
Sure.
Are those the ones where it's like a...
I was hoping you knew because you said Winnebago, so I was like, sure.
I thought it was like those ones where it's like a truck, but then on the back of it has like a camper, but a big one.
I believe that's what it is. Yeah, I would want one with an engine in it where I can move it around.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I don't know how I would get it to Hawaii, but I would figure it out.
Just put wings on it.
Put it on a boat and ship it.
Strap a giant drone to it.
Right. Yeah, I would live in a motorhome. I've considered it. A tiny home is almost similar. Only difference is more work required to move them. But yeah, I would definitely live in a motorhome. What about you?
I don't know. I've never really thought about it too much. I don't really like moving around that much. I like staying put in where I'm at. And if I'm going to move, I'd like to move, but I'd like to still stay put where I'm at. And I wouldn't want my house depending upon whether the motor was working or not.
Well, it wouldn't, would it?
What?
That would only affect if you could easily move it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, maybe one day. I don't get like the whole van life thing where people are just driving around in vans. Do you like that? Is that your jam? Mm-hmm. Can do a vlog about you riding around the U.S. in a van?
Oh, no. But when I moved to Arizona, I was almost living out of my car.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. No, my apartment wasn't ready. But I think I did talk about my apartment.
Yeah,
Okay.
cockroaches. Lots of cockroaches.
Yeah, lots of cockroaches.
No bueno.
No bueno. I never brought food in my apartment the first year I was here.
Okay, underrated food combos. Underrated food combos?
Underrated.
I mean, if you mix ranch with hot sauce and put it on a pizza, it is very good.
Anchovies on pepperoni pizza.
Okay, I mean, I did that, but then my breath smelled like anchovies for a week.
It will. But that moment is just
The magic
amazing.
moment.
Yeah, no, your breath will smell for a long time. If you let like soak your mouth in Listerine for a couple of minutes, it'll get it out.
Disgusting. I like sardines. I'm just not a big fan of anchovies. Anchovies are a little too much for me.
I love anchovies. So yeah, anchovies and pizza. I think that's underrated. I think people hear the word anchovy and they're like, "Oh, disgusting," but anchovies are good.
There you go. Pain tolerance. The more complex the pizza, the better. Okay, let's talk about pain tolerance. I mean, what's there to talk about?
Oh, pain tolerance.
Do you have a high pain tolerance? Or
Nope.
low?
Nope.
Yeah, me either. No, Aaron doesn't have a pain tolerance. I don't. That's why I hate construction work, because guys are like, I just like shot a nail gun through my hand, but I'm gonna keep working, and I'm like,
Well, you know what's funny? Some of the more traumatic injuries don't necessarily hurt the way you think they hurt, at least not initially.
oh yeah, because your adrenaline is going.
Yeah, so like shooting a nail through your foot, the initial incident may not be that painful depending on where it hits. But the after effect, once you realize it's been hit, once you get to the hospital, once they bandage it up, I think the pain really starts to well up then.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not. That's what I'm talking about. I'd rather not go through that, no matter whether it hurts initially or not.
Yeah, in the beginning you'll be like, what do you know? I nailed.
Seem to have shot myself.
Right, exactly.
My foot is now a part of this building. It is a fixture.
Exactly. I've nailed my foot to the wall. And that's it.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway.
There you go. So the more complex the pizza, the better. What is your take on that?
Sometimes, yes. It depends on what's on the pizza. But sometimes, yeah.
I think once you put too many ingredients together, it just all kind of tastes like the same thing. You don't get a differentiation between the flavors.
Yeah, I agree. Also, and sometimes when it's too much on the pizza too, everything starts falling off of it.
Yeah.
Which I hate. Unless it's a deep dish, because a deep dish you're eating with a fork and a knife anyway.
And it's supposed to fall apart.
It's supposed to fall apart. But regular New York style pizza,
and I have
to an extent.
I have a news flash for all you veggie lovers out there. If you get a veggie lover's pizza and you're upset because it's soggy all the time, it's because people didn't cook it long enough. So you're kind of setting yourself up for failure. Just get over it.
Did you purposely not cook veggie pizzas?
No, you cook it all the way once, then you put it through halfway, just to make sure all the moisture gets out. But sometimes there's so much moisture in the veggies that it just doesn't come out completely.
So you've had this experience in cooking these.
Yeah, people are like, my veggie pizza is too soggy. And I'm like, okay, we'll throw it in one more time. And then they're like, now it's burnt. Like, don't order a veggie. You're a vegetarian. Eat something besides pizza. I thought you were supposed to try to be healthy.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Vegetarians are not necessarily.
I love vegetarians.
But all of them don't do it for health.
I love all vegetarians. There's nothing wrong with it.
I'm just saying people are vegetarian for different reasons, and it's not always about health.
Okay, I'm sorry, vegetarians.
You should be sorry. And Scrat found his acorn. I didn't know that he found his acorn. Did you?
You didn't know that? Mm-mm. Yeah, they made a whole video about it.
When?
I don't know. Like, they did like 3 things. When was that? Like Steve from Blue's Clues came back. Now I think I think I was a little old for that when I was a kid, right?
Well, I was definitely too old for it. So.
Yeah, I didn't really watch that show, but I guess he came back and he was
Well,
like...
let me think. You're about the same age as my cousin, Brian, and Brian watched it, though. So I don't think you were necessarily too old, but you might have been too smart.
I didn't have cable.
Oh.
That's what it was. Because it was on cable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it was
by
on
the time we
Nickelodeon.
got cable, I was too old to watch Blue's Clues.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
But apparently he comes back and he's like, you're doing the best you can. And everyone's like, I'm so depressed because Steve came back and told me I'm doing good.
Yeah.
That was the first thing. The second thing was the Arthur show ended. Now, I did watch Arthur.
I didn't know it was still on. Like, I didn't know they were still making new episodes.
Yeah, if you watch the finale of it, he becomes like an author, an illustrator.
That's
and
hilarious.
what he tells his friends is, I always enjoyed drawing animals. So he kind of alludes to the fact that they are all animals. And yet he has a dog.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't see that.
Okay, now the third one was that they had Scrat find his acorn, and he doesn't lose it. So I don't know. They're trying to like give some closure to all of us like millennials who are, having the greatest time of our lives.
Maybe so. Yeah, I did not know he found it. That is hilarious. I will have to look that video up and watch it, and then I will come back and talk more about it.
Yeah, back when Ice Age was like the greatest movie ever.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because I thought he was the funniest thing ever back then. So yeah, I'll check that out.
Did I say an underrated food combo?
We did. That's where I mentioned the.
No, me. Did I say one?
You said the only thing you said was ranch and hot sauce.
Yeah, I don't really know what's underrated because like I think it's normal, and then someone enters my life and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, what do you mean? Me and my family have done this for generations.
Yeah, I think that is an underrated combo. I don't think it's not nasty or gross or anything.
What about menu, though? Like, if I told you,
But that's
take
not-
cow tongue and take a hominy and mix it together with some red chili, you'll have the greatest meal of your life. I don't think anyone would be like, yeah, let's go for that. Like, that wasn't, you didn't grow up with that?
But it's not underrated, though. Because
Yeah, it's not, 'cause it's
if
great.
you grew up eating it.
Watching it? I
mean,
grew up watching Menudo.
You grew up eating it. It's not underrated. Everyone
Oh,
loves
yes.
Menudo.
I love watching Menudo in the morning.
Oh, man. Well, never mind. Yeah, so that. Yeah.
That.
Yeah, so we'll talk more about cars later. And
So, do you have a funny story or do you want to hear something interesting?
I want to hear something interesting.
How interesting?
Very interesting.
Okay. You like musicians and you like artists, correct?
Yes, correct.
It's pretty safe to say that, right?
Correct.
Okay. So if you find an artist that you like, do you listen to all of their music or do you just kind of listen to the hits?
If I like the artist, I always delve into the albums. I'm still one of those people.
Okay.
We're kind of old school.
Now, what if this artist that you like started a side project? Would you listen to that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what if they produced a side project? Mm-hmm. Like, they wasn't them doing, but they produced for another artist.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in?
Yeah. There are artists like that who write and produce for other artists that I like.
Who do you enjoy listening to, if you don't mind me asking? If it's not too personal.
No, it's not too personal. But so you want to know what?
Like, who do you follow? Like, if they came out with something or they produced an album, you'd be like, you know what? I'm going to listen to it. It may not be what I like to listen to, but I'm going to give it a chance. You know? Is there anybody out there? Is there anybody out there?
If they did a side project, would I like that I would listen to?
I mean, like, you liked Prince, right? And
Yeah.
he wrote songs for other people.
Right.
And you would try to find which ones he did, maybe. And
Well, and with him, it was pretty easy because the songs that he wrote for other people sounded like one of his songs most of the time.
yeah.
But yeah, Prince was one of those artists. He wrote a lot of songs for other artists. He wrote for Sheila E. and he wrote that song Manic Monday by
Just another man.
That's a Prince song.
Monday.
Yeah. Who sang that again? I forgot the name of the
It
group.
was a Sunday. What did she say Friday? I don't know.
Yeah.
We're going to look this up. Manic Monday. The Bangles. Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, he
there's-
also sings
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So
What
yeah,
do
that's
you know?
yeah. So that's a Prince song. So yeah, I used to like to listen to stuff that he wrote and produced for other people.
Manic
I'm
Monday.
trying to think who did a cover.
Billy Joel.
Let me see. I remember Alicia Keys did a song called "How Come You Don't Call Me No More." That's a Prince song too.
Okay.
So
Yeah, so he kind of like went out there and you like it too. Even if it was an artist you didn't know, you'd probably give it a chance, right?
I would give it a shot. Yeah.
Okay, I too enjoy doing that to the 100th degree. Okay, I listen to, if I like Pink Floyd, I listen to all the side projects, all the solo stuff. As you can see, even in here, I have David Gilmour, which I've been listening to live in Gdansk. Now, you would think, I've heard all these songs before. Why do I need to listen to a live version of it? Well, because each and every one is different. As the years have gone on, the songs have transformed. They've changed instruments. They've changed how they write them, how they record them. And they have different artists who come in and guest star on it. And, you know, even if I don't like it, which there was one time where David Bowie sings Comfortably Numb, it's the worst thing I've ever heard in the world. But hey, it's out there. Have you ever listened to the Black Keys?
I know a few of their songs. I don't like listen to them, but I know a few of them.
Okay, so I'm a big fan of the Black Keys, as you probably know from the road trips we've gone on. Or maybe you didn't, I don't know. You've heard this one. It was, oh, you don't actually pull it up on your tablet. That we can actually hear it and get copyrighted on YouTube. Because I am ready to get this video taken down. Just another man.
Wait, what am I looking for?
Black Keys, not the Black Eyed Peas. Oh my God, please no. You're gonna type in the Black Eyed Peas, huh?
No.
Let's get it started. It's like you want the Black Eyed Peas, don't you? No, we want the Black Keys. Okay, so yeah, click that one. Click tighten up. Doo-doo. You heard this song, right? Mm-hmm. It was a hit probably in, 2012? Okay, now click on The Only One, I guess. Their sound is like, it's got, you know, the drums kind of leading in it. Okay, now click on a different song. Let's go to Everlasting Light. That's the first song on that album. Drums, guitar. Okay, now let's go to another album real quick. I'm getting to a point here, don't worry. I'm not just... go to El Camino. Now let's just click on Gold on the Ceiling. You hear the guitar, right?
Vaguely, because you have it so low.
Out like this. Okay?
Okay.
Right? Now click on Lonely Boy. Or Sister. Click on Sister. Okay. Now Michelle Branch comes into this.
That's the transition between that.
No, it doesn't even make sense, right? So if you like the Black Keys, you've listened to Dan Auerbach's solo stuff and whatever else has come out. I'm not that much of a fan, so I haven't listened to everything yet. But if I was, I would search everything. I've heard one of his solo albums, and it's really good. I just didn't really care for the second one. Now, I want you to listen to Michelle Branch.
Okay.
Now, play one of her hits from... what year is this? 2001? 2002?
Yeah. 0102.
Okay. So this is like... Everywhere to me. Now, click on her latest...
Her latest
stuff.
album out. Okay.
Now, click on this one. Who does this sound like?
Oh, Black Keys.
Why does Michelle Branch sound like the Black Keys?
Well, it's 20 years later, and her music had to change, or else.
She was married to the drummer of the Black Keys.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. She was or is?
I don't know. I found that out. Someone told me.
Well, that will have an effect on your music.
But how does Michelle Branch turn into the Black Keys? Like, if you want to hear everything from the Black Keys, somehow you come across Michelle Branch in the... Who would have thought?
Well, I'm just saying, if she married him, that makes sense. That her music would kind of reflect that a little bit.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
Like, this is Michelle Branch.
No, I know what you mean, because you're thinking of the Michelle Branch from 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Yeah. Don't you feel old now?
Me? She was a pop star back then. I was just a kid.
No.
Who's old now?
I'm old. Yeah, I remember her. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's interesting how you see music kind of weaves its way through other people's lives.
Mm-hmm. No, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
That's literally all I have.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of anything else. There's so much stuff that I had. There is one more thing. Did you hear about a guy that... Have you heard about all the AI art that's been going on?
A little bit.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know. It kind of cheapens it, I think.
In what way?
Because you're not really doing anything. It's the algorithm that's coming up with the art. So
Where does it get this stuff from, though?
I don't know. I don't know exactly like how it does it, but I don't know. It's kind of cheap to me.
Well, an AI won an art show that a guy submitted, and people weren't happy about it.
Right, because art is traditionally made by people, not by computers.
But doesn't that just make you sound old-fashioned?
Oh, so you saying I need to get with the program, basically?
Yeah, you need to get hip to the stuff, man.
So, but where's the talent in that, though? In letting an AI do it versus you actually doing it? Like, where's the talent? What makes it special?
Who said it needed to be special?
Well, I thought that was kind of the point of art. Like, isn't it supposed to be special?
Art's a popularity contest. I don't think art is actually... Sometimes it's for good.
But everyone can't. Like, everyone is not an artist.
I think everyone can be an artist depending on how rich you are.
Well, yeah, but the way things are now, everyone is not an artist. And so...
But there's some people that do the whole, like... Wasn't there a guy who taped a banana to a wall, and that was his art, and everyone was, like, oohing and awing over it?
That sounds like something I would do.
So if someone's willing to do that and sell it for a lot of money, then why can't an artificial intelligence just take a little corner of the art industry? Why can't you just put it over to the side?
No, I'm not saying it shouldn't exist, and I'm not saying that it shouldn't like be a thing. But as far as like entering into a competition and stuff like that, I don't think that doesn't make sense to me. Art should be the way it's been for thousands of years.
Thousands. Just as when people were
not need to change.
Drawing things with their hands and charcoal.
Exactly.
We need to go back to how things were. Back to the good old days before all this electricity and
before electricity.
We need the way art is intended to be with the berries and
right, exactly.
No.
Good old fashioned paint.
No, you got to go forward and just have the robots take control.
Well, that's the direction we're heading in.
Yeah, but at a certain point, wouldn't it kind of just like it would eat itself alive because, like,
are you talking about the robot?
Yeah, I mean, you can only go so far with it. If it's not inventing anything new, it's just pulling from stuff that's already been there. Then at a certain point, it couldn't continue going. It would all just be one black canvas at a certain point.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they would turn against humans way before that happened.
They're like, here's a portrait of you dying.
Right.
Oh, thank you, sir. And then you die.
Yeah, no, artificial intelligence is a terrible idea. We've seen too many movies that
There's no such thing as artificial intelligence, though. It's just you're like putting it here. You can go here from here, and however you get to that point is up to you. Someone would have to be like, this is...
No, did you see iRobot?
My responses are limited. You must ask the right question.
Exactly. It's all right. Fine.
My responses are limited.
Okay.
You must ask the right question.
Well, we'll let them to continue to just.
You don't remember that part?
Yes, I do remember that part.
Okay, good. Yeah. Yes. Oh, that was amazing. He's like, that is the right question.
Yeah, exactly. So that's going to happen in real life. And so that'll happen before they run out of paintings.
They're just like,
They'll eliminate all humans.
oh gosh. It's like the world is an art gallery, but who started it all?
Exactly.
Here's another question I got for you.
Okay.
This is something that just popped into my head because I don't know how it works. So when you're talking about a married couple, how do you determine which spouse you mention first when talking about them as a couple?
I usually go by what.
But you don't. Do you really think about it, or is it just what flows off the tongue?
Well, that's the whole point. So whichever name combination or name order flows off the tongue better, that's the order that you'll say.
What determines that?
The names.
Is it alphabet?
Not necessarily, no. Not necessarily.
But wouldn't it just be who knows the person better?
I don't know.
person you
Like
know
for like if I was referring to, can I use you as an example?
Sure, go ahead.
I would say Antonio and Ana. Just because it just rhymes better versus Ana and Antonio. It
Why
just
is
flows
that?
better. Antonio and Ana.
On Antonio.
Antonio Ana.
On Antonio.
I just prefer Antonio Ana.
We're cutting all of this out. I swear to God. Welcome to Crazy Scoops, folks. Season 6.
It's true, though.
We're alive. We're here.
It's true. That's the order I would use.
That's great. I'm proud of you for doing that.
So it depends on the names. How many syllables are in the names and all that stuff. It has to flow together. Jack and Jill.
I know. Why not Jill and Jack? I don't know.
It doesn't sound right.
Gosh. Have you ever looked at videos of balloons hitting power lines?
I have not.
Wait.
No, I have not.
Why not?
Why? That's the question. Why? No one can see this. We need to
They will. They can see it right now.
They'll be able to see this when you on.
Yep, and I'm going to mute it just
Yeah,
because.
but the audio version, no one's gonna see it. Oh, I've seen this one. That's hilarious. Yeah.
I should probably mute it. I didn't know they were so destructive.
I didn't either.
Yeah, they're pretty crazy.
I've seen them on power lines before, but they never did that.
Yeah. I've never seen it happen, but I mean, you're just waiting at this
maybe
point.
it depends on like if the power lines themselves are like a little bit weak or
Yeah, it might.
frayed or something. Man.
Oh, man.
And plus, isn't the helium? Ooh, that burned really badly. Isn't the helium supposed to be like flammable too, or no?
Yeah, I don't know, because I was actually thinking of that, but that's hydrogen.
Oh, I thought it was helium.
Well, remember the whole...
They put inside the balloons.
They put helium, yeah. But what I'm thinking of is hydrogen, because remember how they had those big old like blimps, and then it just like caught on fire?
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. Balloons running into power lines.
Wow, that was very random.
Well,
What is that?
What?
Oh, palate cleanser. I was about to say like, what in the world? And what is this?
It's just rabbits. I don't know. I was trying to just shoot for anything I could.
World's skinniest rapper.
Skyscraper. This thing.
The world's skinniest skyscraper is
Oh, come on. I just got to mute it.
Why do we have to mute it?
Because the audio is what kicks off the thing. What do you think about that?
It's cool. How skinny is it?
Skinnier than all the other ones around it. I don't know.
Well, it'd be nice to hear what the lady had to say about it so I can comment.
Okay, let's see what she has to say about it.
60 apartments within the 84 stories. If you are looking to call Steinway Tower home,
Oh, you can buy it.
they'll start at $7.7 million.
A studio? She said a studio.
Yeah, it's probably like a
A
shoebox.
studio is $7 million. Not even one bedroom. A studio.
Oh, my goodness.
That's ridiculous.
Wait, a moment of silence.
for the iPod.
Right. We all know how much we love celebrity deaths here. Well, we don't love them. That's what I'm trying to say is I don't love celebrity deaths. But the iPod Touch has ended. 20-year run. It was only 20 years old and they put it down. Well, how do you feel about that?
Wait, 20 years? No, it wasn't 20 years. It hasn't been 20 years.
I thought the iPod Touch came out in 2010, 2011.
That's not 20 years.
No, it's not. Why does it say ending 20-year run of iconic? Oh, the iPod brand.
Oh,
The iPods are done.
okay. Yeah. iPods are 20 years old, but the iPod Touch, that came out after the iPhone, obviously, because it basically is an iPhone without the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But it was slimmer, wasn't it?
Yes, it was slimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So ending the 20. Oh, so it must have been the last iPod that Apple made.
Yeah.
That kind of stinks because the iPod Touch is, even now, it's still a cool device to have.
Why? For running?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's super thin, light, and portable. You can listen to your music on it still, and I mean, it still runs iOS, so I mean, same features. So
I like this iPod.
that's the classic. I never had one of those.
I didn't either. I got a hand-me-down iPod. It was a pink iPod. Mm-hmm. The mini?
Mm-hmm.
Was it? Yeah, and it held like 250 songs, maybe 500 songs.
It should have been more than that.
How many gigs do you think it was if it was 500?
Probably 8.
I think it was somewhere around there. Yeah, and that's when you had to
Or
like
4, maybe 4 or 8. My guess would be 8.
Yeah, but you had to delete songs and like
Yeah,
really, really sitting there.
you probably had an 8. Well, yeah, somewhere around there. Did yours play video?
No, it was
Okay.
it didn't have a color screen.
Oh, okay.
It was just like that, black and white.
Okay, so you had the classic, the first, like one of the first minis, probably.
Yeah, but then I came home from work one day and my dad had purchased an iPod video for me, and that was the greatest day of my life.
Oh, nice.
Up until I was walking, cleaning windows, and I slammed my leg into a table with that in my pocket, and it bent the back, and you could hear the hard drive clicking in it. Oh, and it was over for that, and I was so sad.
Oh, man. How long did you have it before that happened?
But I hope it was long enough for me to have
Yeah.
gotten the most out of it.
The first iPod Touch, I do remember the first iPod Touch I had. I want to say that was 08. 2008.
Let me see. I have this one. What's this? Oh, they want to digitally bring Stan Lee back into movies as a cameo.
Oh, okay.
I think we've talked about this before, right? ABBA did the whole 3D tour thing.
I don't know, did we? I can't remember.
Yeah, I remember they were going to do a virtual tour where it was just like
Oh, yes, we did talk about
holograms.
that. We did talk about that. Yeah.
What would you do if Stan Lee's like in the movie and he's
I
obviously...
wouldn't. Well, hold on. Go back to that first line again, real quickly. It says he had pre-tape cameo appearance for no less than 5 Mario movies. That's when he. At the time was being exploited by those around him. So. Yeah, because he did. I know he had filmed some of them before the movies came out and before, obviously, way before he died. I don't mind. It depends on how it's done, but I don't mind when they do that. At first, when I like the thought of it at first, it's kind of like, oh, why would you do that? But after seeing them do that to certain actors before in certain movies, depending on how it's done, it doesn't bother
What
me.
if it's just like bad CGI?
Well, yeah, you don't want bad CGI, but like for example, when they brought back, and this is just an example, I thought it was cool when they brought back Leia in Rogue One.
Yeah, let's just say that.
Right?
I don't remember.
But you know what I'm talking about when they went to the Death Star and they got the plans for it.
Yeah.
So remember at the very end of that movie they put Leia back in.
Yeah.
So I didn't mind that, but they didn't actually bring her back. They just.
You're telling me they didn't bring her back from the dead and put her. Are you ruining this for me?
That's not what I meant, because that movie, she was still alive when that movie came out.
Oh, she was?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
What I mean is that they just used her likeness to make her younger.
Euthanize her?
Euthanize her. Oh God.
I would like to euthanize myself in a video.
You know what I mean. Anyway. Oh, and same thing with Tarkin. Grand Moff Tarkin.
That looked terrible, though.
I don't
he was dead.
No, he was dead. For sure.
I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's like, why don't we just...
I didn't mind it. Because for the sake of telling the story, I didn't mind it. And just think the CGI is going to continually to get better.
What if it was like one of your family members, though? Like, would you be like, I'm so happy he was in Star Wars?
Well, the family still gets... So... Leia's family,
You're just
Carrie
like
Fisher,
crying with your money.
No, but Carrie Fisher's family still gets money for that.
You're like, I hate
Yeah,
this.
so I would allow that. I'd be like, yes, sure. I will.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, exactly. You can send the check to, let me give you my routing number.
Oh
Use away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. That's.
I mean, they did. What difference does it make? I'm just saying.
it makes a big difference.
It does
It's your
not.
respect for the dead.
It's not about respect. It's about the check.
Anyways, moving on. Insurance claims jump 31% as more gamers using VR headsets crash into furniture and smash TV
What insurance?
screens.
What insurance claims? Are you talking about insurance for like the electronics?
Linked to technology.
Like what insurance are we talking about? Like for example,
Accidental damage.
so like when you, for example, when you know how you buy a TV from Best Buy and they say, hey, would you like to purchase
The protection plan.
Okay, so that's what they're referring to, the protection plan for these, like for electronics.
Yeah, I used to sell those at Best Buy. They're like, no, I don't want that. I'm like, I'm sorry, sir, I have to tell you.
Yeah, so I can see that. I mean, yeah, I can see that.
One customer wearing a VR headset smashed his TV after a zombie appeared to jump out at him in the game. Whilst in another incident, a child broke 2 designer ornaments after performing a swipe move.
I guess it depends on which VR headsets you have, but if you use them correctly, most modern VR headsets have a feature where you can draw an outline around you, and if you leave that outline, the VR headset will let you know, like, hey, you stepped out of bounds.
Yeah.
So most modern ones do that. So but again, people don't always, use them.
Correctly?
Use that feature. Well, they don't always use that feature. Like, for example, if I'm playing and I'm sitting down, I don't always draw the little line because you can play it without it, but they recommend it. But if I'm sitting down in my chair, I usually I don't always have it on because it's like, what difference? I'm sitting down.
Well, next time you break both your hands.
Well, no, I don't. And I also make sure that the area is clear around me. You see my living room. We move everything out the way because we're not dumb.
Yet.
What do you mean yet? We're going to become dumb?
Yes, you will become dumb.
We will become dumb. No, we just use common sense, though.
Okay, that's good. Common sense is always good.
It's not so common these days, though.
Laser projectors? I don't know why I copied this one. It's planning to use the first major upgrade since the transition to digital, announcing laser projectors.
So basically, it's like bringing HDR to the movie screens, essentially.
We haven't been watching HDR?
Well, it's saying improved.
Apparently not.
Well, it says improved picture contrast, maximum picture brightness, more vivid colors.
Did you see the Elvis movie?
I did not. Was it good? The Phantom of the Opera is going to close in 2023.
After 35 years.
That is true, because I was a kid seeing commercials for Phantom of the Opera. Like a kid.
Did you know that the Phantom of the Opera started off as a book?
I did not know that, no.
Yeah, it's a book.
Dude, the play, it ends in 2023, though. Have you seen it?
What is I virtually saw it.
Dude, we're going to Broadway in
No, I'm not
2023.
going to go see the Phantom of the
We're
Opera.
going to New York.
No, it was good
2023.
because when the pandemic hit, they were doing something. I don't know what channel it was on YouTube, but they were playing Andrew Lloyd Webber's
Oh, okay.
his specific plays.
Okay.
And that one was for free. And then I watched Love Never Dies, which is a
Wait, did you watch
dumpster fire.
But did you watch the play or the movie?
No, the play.
The play. Okay.
Yeah, because
All right.
at the end, like, he disappears because he's sitting in the chair, and then they go look for him, and they pick up the thing, and, like, he's gone, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, my gosh!
Well, you just spoiled the ending.
If you cared, you've seen it already. No Phantom of the Opera enthusiast is like, I just love the movie, but I've never seen the play. I'm, like, so obsessed with it. I can't believe you ruined that for me.
Right. Exactly. No, I'm just surprised that it's closing, but I guess you got to end it at some point.
It's out of style, man. No one cares about the Phantom of the Opera. It's all about TikTok and not professional plays. Hamilton. It's all about TikTok and Hamilton.
I guess.
Did you ever watch Love Never Dies? Mm-mm. It's okay. Prequel is before, sequel is after. Mm-hmm. It's a sequel to Phantom of the Opera, and it's a dumpster fire.
Oh, I believe you.
So apparently,
Oh, you told me about that.
yeah, apparently, like Christine has a kid, but it's like the Phantoms.
Wait,
Not Ralph.
is that the song? Is that this? Wasn't there a song from there that you really liked?
Yeah, in
You
the
said-
beginning, it starts it off, and then after that, it's just trash.
until I hear you sing or something.
yeah,
like
yeah,
that. Yeah. I remember you telling me about that.
It's a really good song, but they ruined.
I do
the whole
like
play.
the song. Yeah, no, I didn't know that. Wow. Anyway, sorry that was more.
That
of
was a big tangent. We're talking about the Elvis film, and now all of a sudden,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got distracted by the headline. It's a headline.
I'm gonna
there.
ruin the Elvis movie for you. Okay?
No,
Get
no,
this.
no, don't.
Dies.
Oh God.
He dies. Elvis
I had a feeling they were going to kill him.
In the
At
prime-
end, I had a feeling.
in his prime. Yeah, and he shoots his TV in the movie. I was waiting for that. I really wanted to see Elvis shoot his television.
Well, thanks. Now I don't have to go see the movie because you just ruined the ending.
Yeah, he just dies.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I have, without spoiling it, I have strong feelings about the film because I don't like that when someone passes away as an artist, just making money off of their name seems a little cheap. And they're like blending in current artists with the old music in an attempt to reignite the love for Elvis.
Well, on the flip side, that isn't that kind of one way to get the younger generation who weren't around when he was around into him as an artist too? Like, isn't that one way you do it?
I just feel like
movie.
Elvis is such a different genre than what they mixed it in with. It was like a lot of R&B, a
Oh,
lot of hip hop.
okay.
And
Gotcha.
it was because Elvis apparently obviously got his roots from that kind of music. So then they blended it together, which, I mean, it makes sense. But at the same time, I'm like, why can't
You
you
mean
just...
how he stole his music?
How he stole
from
his music, yeah. But he didn't mean to.
It wasn't just him. It was a whole group of people involved. I understand that.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a big fan of it. I liked...
I do want to see it though.
yeah, I mean, see it. All I can tell you is listening to music on those speakers at theaters is amazing. Like, after I listened...
Oh, you saw this in theaters?
Yeah,
That's what is this still in,
I
is
have
this
a
still in theaters?
I think so. I have a picture of it. We went opening night because I was like, yeah, it's Thursday. It's there. Why don't we go? It was just me and Anna in the theater. Mm-hmm. And, like, maybe 5 other people showed up.
Okay.
And I was like, man, Elvis is just, not happening anymore.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think a lot of people necessarily were going to go see it opening night.
Oh, I was all for
If
it.
you
It's
went,
like
like,
a
on-
Marvel film for me. It's like
you went-
Endgame.
No, if you went like on a Friday or a Saturday of opening weekend, it might have been a few more people in there.
Yeah, like at, 10 a.m. on a Friday
Well,
morning.
yeah, that's true. It would have been crowded at 10.
Matinee.
It would have been crowded at 10. Yeah. No, well, when did it come out though? Earlier this year?
I don't remember. I
think because I think you still had somewhat of a pandemic effect as well. And
no, it wasn't that because that maybe I'm just outing myself, but I was safe. I was safe, Aaron.
No, but I'm just saying like that did affect how many people went to the movies.
Okay, let's look this up because now you're making me feel bad.
No. I'm not trying to. I'm just saying a lot of movies were affected by the pandemic, and even though everything opened back up, people were still hesitant.
June 24th? That was after April.
Oh, okay.
So, come on. I'm getting all shook up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the same old song and dance, quite literally. They're like, how are you so amazing? And he's like, well, I'm Elvis. And they're like, oh my gosh.
Interesting.
Then he shoots his TV, then he dies.
And that's the whole movie.
That's the whole film wrapped up. Just add Tom Hanks in the background with a really bad accent.
Wow.
There you go.
I didn't even know he was in it. All right.
You didn't know Tom Hanks was in it?
I didn't see the movie.
Okay, you just got to see what he looks like. He doesn't really look like Tom Hanks, but he does. But he doesn't. He looks like the Penguin.
Wow.
Yeah, Tom Hanks is playing the Penguin in the Elvis film.
Yeah, no, he doesn't look like himself.
Yeah. And he just screams Wilson every now and then just to remind you that he's Tom Hanks.
Gotcha.
He's like, Wilson! And like, why do you keep doing that? He's like, I do not know.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, this has sadly been... do you have ice cream left?
I do have some ice cream left.
Okay. Well, I'm going to eat some ice cream.
Okay.
Is this the end?
This can be the end. But you know what? This is only episode 1. We're just getting back into it. We've been out of it for 6 months. But
We've really been out of it.
Yeah.
So, wait, we got to look there.
Oh, yeah.
We've been out of it podcasting. We've been out of it, out of the country. We've been out of it mentally. All the fun stuff.
Yeah. So, first episode back. But we promise you we have some exciting things.
No, we're not promising anything.
Okay, we don't have anything exciting planned. But I promise you we will plan some exciting things.
Whether we have to sit here and watch Elvis shoot his television or the Phantom of the Opera on closing night.
Oh, that's going to be so sad. We're going to New York.
No. You're like, maybe COVID. And like...
Whoops.
It's all I ask of you.
Oh, God.
This has been Two Crazy Scoops with your hosts, Ao and Antino. Stay tuned next week as we... I'm supposed to be looking here. Stay tuned next week as we discuss who knows what with who knows who. It could be anyone. It could be you. Or it couldn't. It really... Maybe it couldn't. I forgot to put the image, so we can't fade it out. It'll just
fine.
Actually, I'll do it in post.
It's fine. You ruined the Elvis movie, though.
He dies. I'm sorry, Elvis dies.
Because he didn't have to die in the movie.
No, he really didn't. They could have just made him immortalized. He could have been living with Jim Morrison and whoever else didn't. Oh, Elvis. They say he faked his death, right?
That's what they said.
Well, the film
with
doesn't.
Tupac.
With Tupac, yeah. Jim Morrison, Tupac, and Elvis are podcasting somewhere. Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you.